Hi, my name is Lindani, Njie. I'm the founder of Damnation.
Hi, my name is Akwasi, Brenya-Mensa. I'm the founder of Tatale.
I particularly think that networking and community building is really crucial for individuals, people in general, but I think specifically for businesses. I think that a network is the relationship that you build with people, you know, the relationship that I build with you, for example. And the community is what allows us to really bring those connections alive. So we share the same values, we connect, we have the same problems, we connect, and a collection of us make up that community. And that community almost becomes like this platform, this base that allows us to bring all of those issues and our values alive.
Yeah, I think I'd absolutely have to agree in terms of like the connection between network and community. And I think that especially as a founder or as leaders, when you're starting out, or you know, not even when you're starting out, when you've been going for some time, it can be quite lonely. You can kind of be you can find yourself working by yourself. So I think that reaching out to other people that are in the same position as you, or attending networking events, or even, you know, just frequenting other businesses that do the same thing that you want to do or you're aligned with, is a great way to meet people and start to kind of build that sense of networking, build that sense of community. And in the same way that you can support other people, then, you know, hopefully they'll kind of also support you. And as that kind of domino effect trickles on, then you kind of start to build your community from, you know, a couple of relationships here or there until, you know, it's larger and larger.
I think that networking, or even just relationship building, because fundamentally networking is building relationships. I think that in itself is how you really stress test your ideas, is how you get validation for things you're passionate about. I think that, as you know, there's this saying that if you want to go far, go on your own, and if you want to go a really long way or a long journey, something like that, I'm paraphrasing, you know, you go with a group of people or with a collection of people. And I think networking in the community allows you to do exactly that. It allows you to come alive, but it also allows other people as well to come alive.
I think when you come to like the difficult moments, challenging circumstances, that kind of sense of community network is super, super important. For me, I kind of tend to lean on family, other founders, other people in my position. I've been very lucky in the work in which I've done that I've been able to make really great connections with other Black diaspora or African restaurateurs or curators, artists. So for me, I think that I'm very fortunate, you know, when the going gets tough, to be able to kind of lean on other people's experience, advice, help. Not to make it sound transactional, but being strategic when you're kind of building your network in terms of how people can support you and how you also be able to support them is really important.
You know, it's interesting you made that point. I think it's so crucial. It's not so much more of a, you know, giving to get back, but as you were speaking, what was coming to mind was the importance of when things are good for you, or even when things are not so great for you, you know, making that time to invest in other people. So when things are not great for you, other people see the value in adding value onto you, right? And for me, the notion of having a strong network or building a network that can be there for you when you need help, when you need support, when you need, hey bro, or hey sis, you know, keep going. You know, you had that no, or you applied for that funding, you didn't get it, but just keep going, keep applying. I think that's the juice that keeps you going. You know, exactly like you, I have some close friends, I have family members, any idea I have, crazy idea, good idea, they hear it. And it really allows me to get clarity, allows me to feel like I am part of something. But most importantly, I think it also allows me to feel like what I'm doing is not just about me, it's about also the people that are around me.
Yeah, and I guess in some ways, this kind of approach almost reminds me of the early, like the first generation of immigrants that came to this country when they kind of wanted to get on the property ladder, and they used to do this thing where they kind of all used to pay into this pot for a period of time, and then after some time, someone would take out of the pot, that person would, you know, go and purchase. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of, it's almost like is like that, which
Yeah.
didn't come to me until now, but it's like this idea of like people putting into each other, kind of creating this kind of ecosystem, and then, you know, for people to then kind of go forth, if you will.
Yeah.
I didn't know the name, but thank you.
No, I think it's so powerful what you just said. I think it's so powerful. The idea of giving out. I think that's not only do you add value, you know, in people by giving out and just letting yourself go, but it also allows you to discover yourself. I mean, for me, for example, the times that I felt like my best self is when I feel like I'm doing something and I'm giving out and I'm giving a piece of me into a project, into a human being, into a relationship. So the notion of osusu and putting into something and then at the end something, I think is powerful. So the notion of, you know, building a community and how do you build a community to grow your business or your customer base, I think it's so fundamental. And I think one way you do that is by the network again, right? For my business in particular, most of the transactions that I've had or the partnership I've had came from conversations. But not just conversations, they came from relationships, people that I really care about, people that really care about me, or people that have seen me at work or we've worked together in the past, and they realize that I'm passionate about youth leadership, that I'm passionate about empowering young people, that I'm passionate about giving young people a space. What happens is, when that opportunity comes up, you come to mind first because you've made your presence known, right? The community allows you to also do exactly that. You building that network, you building that community, it allows you to voice out the services, the value you actually want to bring on the table. So the more you engage with the community, the more you add value and nourish that network, and that can be online and that can be physical as well. The more you do it, whether it's a post that you're sharing, whether it's a comment that you're making on someone else's post, for example, the more you do that and the more your presence is felt, the more your community gets stronger. Not only do you build it, but it gets stronger, but also allows you to actually grow your business because business comes from people.
Yeah, so I think in my business, or in the kind of black or African culinary landscape, it's kind of starting to receive attention. It's in the kind of like early embers. There are quite a few contemporary places that have opened over the last couple of years, and you know, over the next few years, I'm sure we'll see more and more. And I think what I've tried to do thus far in food, but also in the connected things that I do, organising panel talks and being on panels and organising other events, is to kind of connect with other people in the field, invite them to the things that I do, support their work. All of these things, I guess, are kind of like part of like creating an ecosystem. I think that there is more than enough. There are more than enough pounds out there for everybody to thrive. So I don't view other people that do what I do as competition so much as I view them as other people within an ecosystem that we're all working to build. So without like getting too kind of superhero-y, to me it feels more like the Marvel like multiverse, if that makes sense. You know, Iron Man doesn't detract from Hulk, who doesn't detract from Wonder Woman. You know, they all are superheroes and they're all kind of working together. So trying to get all my superheroes in line.
Yeah, I think that's really powerful. I think that notion of I am not necessarily competing against you. I'm not trying to take away your customer base. I'm not trying to put your business down. I think that's really a powerful concept because I think that in itself puts you in a space where you're open to receive. Because then your mindset is you welcome yourself into those spaces. You welcome yourself into those conversations. And because you're welcoming yourself into those conversations, you know what people are looking for. When people come and try your food, you know what they're thinking because you're welcoming yourself in those spaces. So I think that's powerful. Another rich benefit of having a community or being part of a community or even building a community is the fact that community provides information. It really gives you that insight. You know, what are people thinking? What are people looking for? What's the next thing coming up? And it sort of puts you in the proactive positioning where you can address those needs. You can sort of, the intimate knowledge that you get from those conversations allows you to really be there. You become reliable because you know what's happening. And I think the great thing about a community also just allows you to really stay connected. Because sometimes you can get so buried away or carried away with your ideas. But when you're within the community and you operate with a community or you have a community, it really allows you to know what's going on. It really allows you to streamline. It allows you to stay focused.
So I guess my one piece of advice for building community as a founder would be get out there, help others, support others, and just do good.
Yeah, I think that's powerful. My sort of, take when it comes to, or tip to build a network, I always think of the word map, M-A-P. And for me, it's about the mindset when it comes to networking. Have an open mind. Network vertically and horizontally. And what I mean by that is network with the person that's right next to you. The person that's also a founder, just started yesterday. Because they might be the CEO of one of the biggest companies in the next 5 years. You don't know that. And network vertically. People that are already ahead of you, people that have already done what you're trying to do. But it comes down to just having that mindset, being open to meet people and get to know people and really genuinely wanting to add value. And I think the A for me is attitude, having that attitude like you were saying, wanting to do good, right? Really just genuinely wanting to do good, having that proactive mindset where it's not like, tit for tat, but really trying to build a transformational relationship with the people that you meet. It doesn't matter how short, it doesn't matter how quick that relationship is, just having that mindset and that attitude to want to meet people and connect with people. And then the third one for me is the P, and the P really is platforms. I have a mentor that said to me one time, the best way to network with people is everywhere. You don't need to go to a particular event to meet people. You can meet people everywhere. On the train, on the plane, on the bus. As soon as you walk outside your house, your colleagues, you'll be surprised at things and the connection that your friends have or your colleagues have at work. Build it everywhere. So the P is for platform. Create the platforms to network everywhere. Go to events, like you said, online, just connect with people. But that would sort of be my advice or top tip when it comes to networking.